Welcome back. We are on part 5 of the gutter build series. If you're just joining and would like to see all this getting built, I recommend going back and watching the first 4 parts. I go through everything you're seeing and explain why I'm doing it the way I am, as well as complications and struggles I have dealt with getting here. Starting off, I'm just laying a bit of groundwork for the town square. This is the first time I'm sort of raising the elevation instead of working with the terrain, but this building we're working on today is going to be the first of a few shops I plan on doing. I did decide that the buildings down by the river are going to be residential, so once I get my stock back up, I'm going to go and furnish all of them. I have unfortunately exhausted a significant amount of resources just between this build and the tavern. Well, mainly the tavern. The backside of this building isn't complete because I'm thinking about attaching another building back there that will utilize the unused space under this one since it's built on a decline, but I do pretty much change plans after almost every building I add, so we'll see. And of course, this wouldn't be a normal building video without being rated. I was in the middle of bringing out more planks and stems when this one hit, so I was completely unprepared. I had to hurry back to grab my armor and pull out my trusty mallet, as one does, but I got flanked. They came through the stepping stones this time, so they managed to get some damage in before I took them out. But I figured I could outsmart them by following the trail back some, but they got me again. This time they did quite a bit of damage on what I just built. Like, I literally just built that. After a few repairs and a few more repairs, we can continue with the build. This section here with the stairs does change in a bit, which kind of sucks considering it's the second time I've built it that way, and it doesn't even stay. But this upstairs bit is going to be where the building owner dwells, and their family of course. I feel like it's commonly displayed in medieval times that shop owners generally live above the shops they own, probably for security. I imagine it deterred would-be thieves knowing that the chances of being caught are greater with someone always there. The layout of this building is kind of fun. It'll be easy to see in the walkthrough, but the shop on the end is bigger than it looks because it expands underneath the shop next to it. Then that shop is 2 blocks tall with a guest house above it and a small storage area below it. Then the residential section is 3 floors tall and slightly overlaps the second shop. Like I said, it'll be easy to see in the final tour. Here you can see I'm changing this section, changed the bricks on one side and the stairs are now a spiral staircase. I just couldn't get the other ones to work right. But this whole upper section took me a minute to figure out because it was just too large for a house, but also didn't quite work to be divided into another shop. So I decided that a guest house would be the best option here. Right here I changed the roof so I can put a door on the back side and a staircase leading up. I think it worked out well because it created a great opportunity for another alley. These walls are dividing the room and a guest house, and here is the soon-to-be alley. It's also left unfinished at the moment because I have to figure out what's happening around it. In case you're curious what nearly 500 weed stems stacked in a pile looks like, here you go. The pile is growing, and the weed stems are loading in, and just look at those frames just giving up. Also, if you're experiencing issues with sending resources down a zip line, be sure to check out my video on how to fix the issue you may be having. Now it's time to furnish, starting with the guest house, then the main house, or apartment, I guess. I mean, it's not really a house, so I guess apartment is more accurate. We're on the top floor now, a bit of storage area and work area, then the 2 rooms up here, one for the parents, one for the kids. Now we're just going to jump down to the main shop. This is the underground storage for the shop, which this shop is going to be a clothing shop. Not the heavy armor, but all the armor that looks like fabric. They're going to be displayed on these mannequins, and I'm going to make sense of everything I put in here. The second shop is like a home goods or furniture shop. I originally planned on this being a small wares and goods shop, but I couldn't really get a good display because everything would just be in chests, and it would just look like a normal storage area. But all that's left are some fine details and lighting, then the reveal, then I'll be back for the tour. You know I like to do my tours at night. The lighting in this game is just too good not to show off. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. It is a little boring when you immediately walk in. Everything is back there. I just wish there were more smaller details I could put in. But here's the first shop. This is supposed to be like a home furniture shop. It's just set up like a furniture storeroom because I figured a showroom probably wasn't popular back in the day. There's small storage up the ladder and some flags over the door you can buy. They make a decent window display. Up this sidewalk is our main shop in the building. This will be a clothing shop. I put mannequins up top for display, and the ones at the front are facing out as window displays. I will eventually put everything on the mannequins, and it's not going to be any heavy armor. It's going to be the light, fabric-y looking armor. The armor that can be passed as clothing, pretty much. So no ladybug or roly-poly armor. You know the type. Down here is dark. I should have put a light there. But down here is the storage room for clothing pieces and fabrics, I suppose. Maybe I can move this light over here. And oh, yeah, that's much better. Up here looks great too. Well, that's a problem solved. Nice, creepy, shadowy mannequins. Perfect. Waiting area or just a place to chill. So this stuff I put in back here. This glue factory, I'm imagining, is used for dyeing clothes. And the spinning wheel is obvious. It's for spinning string or yarn or whatever for making the clothes. Still wish I had small things to deck this counter out. This arrow I put so customers don't get confused and use the wrong door and end up in someone's home, like we're doing. The first floor is just an entrance. Oh, this little fireplace was just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. There is a dirt pile here, so I thought I could put a window halfway down and the dirt would make it look like a used fireplace. I imagine this was the heating system for the house in the winter, and you have to put a sword and shield above the mantle or else you're doing it wrong. It's a mosquito needle and weevil shield. On the second level, you have your kitchen and dining room. Very simple, kind of tight space. I did put this chimney with a feather roof. I thought the black would make a smoky, soot built up look. Back here is the living space. Nothing too special, just two chairs watching out the window because they don't know what TV is yet. Then at the top of the stairs are the bedrooms. Immediately at the top is the master bedroom. Simple, nothing too crazy. You can see into the rooms at the end though. Good spy material. I couldn't put doors for either of the rooms because I didn't have the space for it. I did have this extra space up here, so I made room for storage and put in a workbench. And the kids' room, it's got two beds and a little play area. It's also got this very simple blue picture frame that I need to unlock more pictures for. Before we move on to the guest house, we have this alley here. I think I want to put secret or shady shops back here. Maybe have a building right up against these stairs. It'll help keep it dark and scary. I don't know the full details yet. You know, it's what I do. I may do a lower city here where all the criminals hang out. Speaking of criminals, the guest house. Great segue, I know. This is an open floor plan guest house where I imagine the guy currently living here is into some creepy things. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like it's going to eat my face. Parkour! So that's it for this one. Sorry the build was a bit smaller. I'm just running extremely low on resources. I figured I'd at least get this bit out before I take the time to grind that out. Then I'll be back with more builds. Until then, thanks for watching, and thank you for your support. I'll see you.